I like the excuse that he pulled a groin muscle running to first base after he rolled it to the pitcher and tripped.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It's just embarrassing.
All right, I call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Join me in the pledge of allegiance. Oh, my goodness. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Okay, roll call. All the directors are present. Approval of the agenda. Ms. Lawrence, is there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
I move the agenda.
Have a second?
I second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. Public comment, Ms. Ward. Do we have any public?
There, excuse me, there are no members of the public in person or online.
Who's the phone?
That is our consultant, Mr. Isaac.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
welcome, Habib.
Community reports. So let's go with the sheriff, since the sheriff was here first.
Good evening, Sergeant Paul Slaughter from the Sheriff's Department. Thank you. So for the Phelan area, in this past month, there were a total of 669 calls for service, a total of 95 reports taken. Out of those, there were 18 arrests and 71 reports to follow. In the Pinon Hills area, we had 246 calls for service, with a total of 49 reports taken. Out of those, 14 arrests were made and 31 reports to follow. Additionally, the most calls for service in the Pinon Hills area, once again, were related to search warrants for marijuana grows. And then just a quick update as far as the Victor Valley Sheriff Station's continuing efforts against the marijuana grows. In the past month, deputies from just the Victor Valley Sheriff Station served 3 search warrants on outdoor marijuana grows, 2 search warrants on indoor marijuana grows, and also assisted our department's marijuana team with 4 search warrants on outdoor marijuana grows. The Victor Valley Station eradicated 2,335 marijuana plants, seized 447 pounds of processed marijuana, 2 firearms, and made 6 arrests.
Keep up the good work.
And we definitely will be keeping up with it.
So you're getting more in Pinon Hills now.
We've been hitting, the way our jurisdiction breaks down, sometimes it doesn't recognize the difference between Phelan and Pinon Hills necessarily. Just even areas that we cover in Oak Hills will show as residents in Hesperia sometimes. So it's just a matter of how they track it versus beats and stuff. So those marijuana grows that we are getting in the Pinon Hills area, those aren't just from the Victor Valley deputies serving those search warrants, those are also from the department's marijuana team.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
So when you say indoor, does that mean regular houses that are grow houses?
It would be a house that has been turned over into a marijuana grow, yes.
So it's starting all over.
Thank you very much.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Stay safe. Okay, let's go with fire, county fire.
Good evening. I'm Captain Sam Thomas here at Station 10 in Phelan. Just wanted to go over a couple of things here. That we have seen, County Fire seen an increase in calls for service in the last month or so related to traffic accidents. I wanted just to encourage the public to drive safely. There have been a number of injuries and fatalities on our roads in our communities here, Phelan, Pinon Hill. So just want to encourage the public to drive safe and be careful out there. I also want to take this opportunity to remind the public also that use of 911 is for emergency incidents only, and any sort of encourage folks that have long-term medical issues to seek their primary care physicians and for longer-term issues, and so we keep our paramedic and emergency resources here in the community available for those actual emergencies, and we get plenty of those as it is, and juggling truly emergent life and death emergencies is one of my responsibilities, and I've seen an uptick in sort of this balance. So just wanted to encourage the public there. I also wanted to share with the community too that any permitted burns, agricultural burns, are not permitted at this time. The burn permit process, because weather's still hot, it's not as warm as it was, of course, but the dry weather's still with us. Fire danger is very high, and any sort of burning in the community without a permit would be illegal. And I would just encourage the community to pay attention, and they can always go and check the current status of any burn permits on a excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You can check burn permit status at burnpermit.fire.ca.gov. And they can go to that website. They can check the status of whether it's allowed to burn a burn day or not. They can follow the rules, get a proper permit, so that all that's on the up and up. I can tell you right now, until there's going to be a significant rain in our community, it's going to be some time before permits are going to be allowed, as you would understand. So I just encourage the community to be vigilant and work with us here as we move forward. Lastly, I just want to say we're super excited to deliver Santa Friday for the community. We're going to use the tree lighting ceremony, so we're excited to participate in that, and as always. So that's all County Fire has for you. Any questions from the board?
No questions?
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you Friday. Be safe.
Will do.
Okay, we don't have anybody else. Ryan Holman let us know that he couldn't be there tonight, or couldn't be here tonight. Okay, so then we'll move on to 3 consent items. Does anybody have anything they'd like to pull from the consent items? If not, can I have a motion, please?
I will move the item.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Matters removed from the consent items, there were none. Okay, presentations for number 5. There are no presentations tonight. So we're going to move on to 6, which is the public hearing on the district's proposed water rates. So as of this time, I will declare the public hearing on proposed water rate increase in water rate schedule is now open at 6:07. May I have the secretary's report, please?
At this time, I would like to report that as of 6:00 p.m. today and of this moment, the district has received 0 written protests, objections, or comments on the proposed water rate increase and water rate schedule.
Okay, thank you. May we have the attorney's report, Mr. Kennedy?
Thank you, Madam President. Notice of hearing was mailed out on October 15th, 2021 to 7,140 metered customers in compliance with Proposition 218. The notice of hearing was also posted in the district office and on the district website on October 15, 2021. As a result, the district has complied with all of the legal requirements for this hearing within the requirements of the Proposition 218.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. May I have the staff report, please?
Certainly. On June 2nd, 2021, the board approved entering into a professional services agreement with IB Consulting to prepare the district's required water rate study. The purpose of this rate study is to develop a financial plan with the associated rates and charges designed to provide revenues sufficient to fund the ongoing operating and capital costs necessary to operate the water department while meeting the financial requirements and goals set forth by the district. Please note that the water rates do not provide funding for the government fund activities such as parks and recreations. On September 15th and September 27th, public workshops were held regarding the proposed rates. The Proposition 218 notice was mailed on October 15th, 2021. The district's current water demand is approximately 3,100 acre-feet. However, the district also has limitations on the amount of water it can provide daily due to maintenance, which wells are operational, and the daily water demands from customers that can vary substantially. As such, the district also utilizes well 14 periodically to maintain a healthy amount of water available amount of available water within its storage facilities throughout the district service area. Water production from well 14 is from the Antelope Valley adjudicated area, and the district incurs purchase water costs equal to $1,010 per acre foot paid to the Antelope Valley Water Master, which can increase annually. With the use of well 14 becoming more common to serve total demand and peak use times, the district is restructuring its rates to account for the purchase water costs and ensure full cost recovery of its annual revenue requirements. The last cost of service study was completed in 2020, setting rates for fiscal year 2021 through 2026. However, well 14 was not commonly used by the district at that time of the previous study, and the increased water demand along with high periodic daily peaking is a new phenomenon that must be captured through the district's water rates. The 2020 report identified annual revenue adjustments of 6% for each of the 5 fiscal years. The new proposed financial plan requires a 4% adjustment for the remainder of fiscal year 2022, commencing on January 1st, 2022, followed by 6% revenue adjustments for the fiscal year 2023 through fiscal year 2026. The rate structure has also been updated to capture the additional water supply costs associated with the Antelope Valley adjudicated area. Each customer class pays a proportionate share of both groundwater supplies through MWA and Antelope Valley adjudication. The proposed water rates for the residential customer class incorporate a third tier to capture the higher costs of the Antelope Valley adjudicated area groundwater supply.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. At this time, we will open for public hearing for public comments. Ms. Ward, do we have any?
There are no members of the public present in person or online.
All right, thank you very much. May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, the hearing is now closed at 6:12. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Where are we? Got all that. Okay, we'll move on to B, which is discussion and possible adoption of Resolution 2021-22 determining there was no majority protest of the proposed water rate increase and adopting a water rate schedule superseding existing rates. Ms. Lawrence.
Yes, as we've reviewed this in the previous item, staff is recommending that the board adopt Resolution 2021-22, determining that there was no majority protest of the proposed water rate increases and adopting the water rate schedule and superseding existing rates.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion or anybody have any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation.
Okay,
I'll second.
thank you. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. Move on to C, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2021-23, placing in nomination for Deborah Phillips as Director of the Association of San Bernardino County Special Districts Board. Boy,
That's a mouthful.
all in one breath.
Do it again, do it again.
Okay, Ms. Lawrence.
Yes, the ASBCSD's Board of Directors election will be held at the membership meeting in January. In order to nominate a director for a vacant position, ASBCSD requires a resolution from our Board of Directors. This is that resolution. Staff is recommending that the board consider approval of the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions regarding this?
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm up to it.
Then that's all it takes.
Yep.
They're an interesting bunch, that's for sure.
No other questions?
No.
Objection.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move that.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Good luck, Deborah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We'll be there to vote.
When do you, in January, you find out?
January will be I think the third Monday, second Monday?
Yeah, so we'll send in the resolution, and then they'll add her to the ballot, and then they have a kind of a secret ballot election. It's based off whoever's present.
A ballot out.
Whoever's there.
Yeah,
How many
and,
seats are up?
I believe there's 5.
There's 5?
5?
yeah, there's
Oh
a
my
lot.
gosh.
There's a lot open.
Wow.
5
a
open
lot.
seats out.
Yeah.
That's the whole board,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's 7.
7.
It's a good chunk of them. I think, I believe it was
4 or
5.
5,
4 or 5, yeah, it was a large number. I was like, wow.
So then Lonnie's going to be gone too, then she's probably one of the ones that's leaving.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay. Let's move on to D, update on proposed Civic Center and Phelan Park expansion. Ms. Lawrence.
Okay, so I talked to George earlier, and he indicated that the update under the staff and general manager's report on page 104 for the Civic Center is the most recent information on that.
Okay.
I can read it if you'd like.
No, I think everybody should have read it. I don't see anything major going on. Or no other changes.
Unless, I don't know if Don had
Are we
anything
still
further on that.
expecting, excuse me, are we still expecting to hear about the grant this month?
Yes, that's the last we've heard, is that by month's end, we should hear.
So let's hope we hear something soon.
Hopefully it's our Christmas present.
Right.
Hopefully,
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be
Yes.
nice, wouldn't it?
Okay, well, if there's nothing else on that, then we'll skip over to E, an update on the status of negotiation for the consolidation of Sheep Creek Mutual Water Company.
So we received questions from the DFA on the technical analysis of water rights. Next monthly meeting with IEC and Sheep Creek is scheduled for Thursday, and they will be clarifying the questions at that time.
Thursday tomorrow?
Yes.
Dawn, do you have something you want to add to that? I saw you move.
No, I might have bumped the iPad. No, again, it's still moving forward. We did add a few things into there. Sean had a review of Sheep Creek's equipment that they have, their dump truck and any equipment that they had, and determined that it was outdated and did not fit into the Mojave AQMD requirements. So we did add an additional, I believe, $400,000 to the project, hopefully for approval.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions regarding that for Ms. Lawrence or Mr. Bartz?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that was easy. All right. Well, then we're going to go to committee reports. The Antelope Valley Adjudication Committee? Nothing?
Nothing new at this time.
No? Okay.
No, it's pretty calm right now.
All right. Engineering,
Did not meet.
next week. Right? Yes. No.
The next meeting will be
Yeah,
next
next week.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. Finance Committee?
I'm looking to see
The
when,
minutes are in the,
yeah, there's minutes there, but I think we don't meet for a while, so
Okay.
not much going on.
Okay. Legislative?
We met the day after our last meeting, actually. And Casey from Assemblyman Smith's office was here and went over what they're doing. They've been fighting some anti-business, anti-law enforcement bills and that were passed. She wrote the summary that's in there is pretty much what she had said, but we also got a review of the ballot, the survey we were doing
For the poll, for the...
for the poll. And it'll be coming to us middle of January, is that what we decided?
Next.
Well, we're hoping to have a draft for the board to review at the next board meeting,
Okay.
but the actual community survey wouldn't go out until after the holidays.
Yeah. We determined it'd be better to go after the holidays versus in the middle of all the chaos that happens during the next few weeks.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. So I happened to beg to get a copy of the presentation that was made at the meeting because I wasn't able to attend. online. If I recall correctly, there really wasn't any question that actually said anything about an assessment. So they're just basically talking about what things are important to you in the district, what's the second most important thing in the district, and things like that. And it talked about the park thing. I think there was, my understanding is that there were some information that was supposed to come in from Mr. Isaac with regard to some of the costs of some of these things.
Some of the things we're
Yes.
waiting for,
Right,
yeah.
but as it stands right now in draft form, there were no questions about whether or not they would support an assessment.
Yeah, those are being crafted once we have the numbers.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they'll be directed.
Because I personally think that's,
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it'd be pointless to send something out
well,
without.
of course, but I mean, my personal opinion is that's going to be like a lead balloon.
Well, so the numbers would be finalized after after the grant results are known, correct?
Not necessarily, because there's chunks of the park, that's what they're looking at, to break out into assessment amounts. So there's the whole park minus the grant, and then there's components of it. So to see what they're willing to pay for, if anything.
Oh, I see.
Well, excuse me, are you done?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But at this point in time, the board has not seen a total number for what the cost of the park is. We've heard, wild estimates, but there's really been no real data about specific cost, other than the $8 million grant. We've seen that, obviously, but as far as the whole build-out is concerned, we don't know what that number is.
Well, I think they're still working on a lot of
No,
those,
I
and there's
I
daily
understand that.
changes,
I understand.
unfortunately. I mean, and
So I'm assuming the assessment would be for some of the phases of the,
Yeah, the whole build-out that was presented, they do have their cost estimates for, I think it was like 28 million for everything. The big component we're still working on is getting the cost for doing an indoor pool. So just
what about-
to put it to bed once and for all, whether the community wants it or not.
What about phase one? That's really where we should be spending our time on.
but yeah,
That's the grant part, yeah.
I'm hoping that there's a dual track.
There is, assuming we don't get the grant, we're going to ask about phase
You
one.
have to start
Yeah.
saying that you're not going to get the grant and come up with something so that we can move on
well,
that. And then if the grant comes, fantastic.
Yes, that's absolutely going to be included. But we hope to get the
the
grant.
obvious answer is we have to borrow the money.
so we'll have to see what happens the next couple weeks.
Quickly before rates go up.
Yeah.
We're on the move.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry. That's
No.
good stuff.
That's fine. Parks and Recreation?
We met in October, and just want to remind everybody about the tree lighting ceremony on Friday night, and then we probably meet again in January.
Okay. Thank you. Waste and Recycling.
We met last month prior to our previous meeting, and we are possibly doing a tour of the Paris digesters.
Yes, that is happening.
It is happening. Okay, so it is good. Okay, so I think that's next week.
Okay. All right. No other reports. Staff and general managers reports. Miss Lawrence can't speak right now.
The engineering report's included in here, and there was nothing additional to add to that.
Thank you. Do anybody, members of the board, have anything to ask on that? No? Okay. Directors reports. Rebecca.
Nothing new to report.
Deborah.
Same, nothing to report.
Charlie.
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and have a great, safe time until we meet again in January.
We have one more meeting this month,
I was gonna.
Oh, we have, that's right.
We have another,
15th.
Yeah,
Wow, we're passing that one
the
up.
15th.
like, did I
didn't wanna
miss
come
something?
I've written that one off.
Okay.
But we also have
We'll see you in
have
2
Friday.
weeks.
Is it Friday?
The 3rd.
Yeah.
Tree lighting?
Tree
Yeah.
lighting.
This
Yeah,
Friday.
tree lighting on
That's
Friday.
not a meeting.
What?
It's the beginning of Christmas.
I still wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right.
Is
Merry
that all right?
Christmas,
Can I
Charlie.
do that?
We
Yes,
say it
you
more
can.
than
Am I allowed?
once. I like that idea.
Good, thanks.
Mark.
Nothing new? Is there, except one question, is there any movement on the reviewing the district boundaries?
Yes, I believe, Dawn, you had an update on that, or George did, I can't remember. They were going to be contacting LAFCO about that.
That's correct. We'll be contacting LAFCO on that.
Okay. And as far as my report, I don't have anything new to report. Correspondence, Ms. Ward?
Just the multiple flyers in the packet. Lots of fun events coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Busy time of year. Okay, review of action items. Are there any prior meeting action items?
Yeah, and it's complete.
Okay, any current?
I have recorded none.
Okay. Okay, then we will set the agenda for our next meeting, which is on the 15th. Do any of the board members have anything they'd like to add? No?
Not to the 15th, but I'm hoping that we can have a follow-up on the strategic plan before it's a year old.
Yes, that's calendared to come back in January.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, with no further business before the board, we are adjourned at 6:26.
Pretty close to the record.
Wow.
Wow. What
Who
was the
talked too
record?